way that he landed in the NBA as someone who was already very well known despite being so young. Because of his youth, he managed to last quite a long time in the NBA, and he had an incredible career during that time. Took 5 championships, an MVP trophy. I believe he's now 4th on the all-time scoring list. So he's certainly etched his name in the world of basketball.
And you mentioned that he was very driven, and that was controversial at times, but that was also part of the reason for his success.
Oh, most definitely. I think it's fair to say that he was a divisive person. There are a lot of people who are Kobe lovers in the world, and a lot of people who didn't like him so much because of the way he sometimes interacted with his teammates. He demanded the best from everybody on the court, and sometimes he did fall out with people because of that. But in terms of his basketball accolades, he's certainly up there with some of the all-time greats.
And Hugh, I mean, it's very early. This news has only broken in the last few minutes or so, but are you getting a sense of the wider reaction to this tragic news?
Even among people who possibly would have called themselves not fans of Kobe Bryant because of the things we've just discussed, I think there's certainly a respect for what he was able to do on the basketball court, and because of that, there seems to be great upset. I think it's also the way that it seems to have happened. Obviously, reports are still going on. Not entirely 100% of the details as it's happening, but such a shocking tragedy that I think even if this wasn't Kobe Bryant, this would possibly be quite large news. But the fact that it is Kobe, then it makes it all the more incredible and shocking and upsetting for so many people.
And how he played, what he did on the court, what was so special about the way he played?
He modelled himself on his hero, Michael Jordan, who, greatest player of all time, but many people sort of derided him because of that, but actually he was able to take what he learned from Michael Jordan and really turn it into his own. Like I said, added his own driven personality, and he was able to score in ways that impressed so many people with good reason. He was able to lift his team to another level at certain points of his career, and he really benefited from playing alongside some of the all-time greats as well. It's fair to say, but certainly Kobe, after teaming up with Shaquille O'Neal early in his career, he then carved his own path in the NBA and won multiple championships, but leading a team himself, and I think that really goes to show his character also, that he wasn't just happy being the second fiddle on a great team. He wanted to be the leader, and that certainly bore out, and his teams won because of him.
Hugh, thank you for your time. Hugh Hopkins there with his reaction, the lead writer at the basketball website Double Clutch. But let's just recap on what you're seeing on your screen. What we are tragically seeing is the crash site from a helicopter that has gone down with 5 people on board, all confirmed dead. And just in the last few minutes, the city of Calabasas, California, where this crash has taken place, confirms on Twitter that the retired basketball star Kobe Bryant was on board. He has died in that helicopter crash. Chris Buckler, our US correspondent, is monitoring events. Chris, just tell us what we know about what happened at this stage.
Yeah, we're expecting in about an hour and a half's time for the Sheriff's Office in LA to give us more details. But if you take a look at the US media and the information that is coming out at the moment, there are just tribute after tribute to Kobe Bryant. He is someone who is not just regarded as being a great basketball player, but also someone who was well known outside of that sport. And people are talking about his achievements, certainly on the court, and there is no doubt when you take a look back at his 20-year career that he is someone who is regarded as a legend in basketball, certainly amongst LA Lakers fans, who he played throughout his entire career. But even beyond that, there's a lot of people pointing out and paying tribute to his work for after-schools clubs, really funding health and education programs for children, and his work internationally, even looking towards China in particular. And the NBA's made this real attempt to kind of see growth outside of the US. They want to see basketball in the US being watched right across the world, particularly in China. That's been one of the growth areas in recent years. And Kobe Bryant was someone who was seen very much as a figurehead for that kind of movement. He was someone who was regarded as a legend within the sport, and was also somebody who could be a very articulate and very forceful speaker. I think, as you've been talking about, he could also be pretty forceful on the basketball court itself. Sometimes he could draw some ire, but actually, if you speak to basketball fans, no matter who they support, and there are many people who don't support the LA Lakers in the US, he nonetheless built up their admiration and their respect, because he was someone who was competitive. He was someone who proved that he could get it done on the court. And you look through some of his achievements. He was an all-star, he was the most valuable player, he won NBA championships. As far as basketball is concerned, this sport is something that he rose up in, and you could argue with his celebrity also eclipsed. Now, as for the information about what we know about the crash, he was someone who had a private helicopter. In fact, he was well known for sometimes flying from his home to the LA Lakers games, and he was someone who tried